name is Kristin Davies, and we're coming on live in Intuitive Angel Messages. And I have with me Ursula. I'm so happy you're joining me. You had come along with us in the journey in September into the Mediumship for Beginners course, which I'm super excited about. And you know, I haven't asked you these questions about you know, what you're anticipating or thinking about before joining the course, and the differences before and after, all that good stuff. But today we really want to talk about why we all have mediumship abilities. And that's really important, because some people are like, I don't feel anything, I don't sense anything, and this is just not even on my radar. And so I'd also like to go in and discuss why are you not feeling anything. So that's a good topic too, because a lot of people do feel that way. They don't sense anything at all. So everybody's joining us. I see a lot of people joining us right now. So I'm just going to open the screen so that I can see who's joining us. And I'd also like to go in and discuss why are you, sorry about that. All right, so we got Polly and Muriel and Shane. Oh. And Shane's like, woo, this is great. Hi, girls. He's so funny. Oh, and Betsy says, well, looky here, it's Ursula. Isn't that cute? Oh, they're all saying, hi, Ursula. Hi, good morning. Isn't that nice? So sweet, so sweet. So I guess we'll just have a little banter about, like, why is it that one would not feel any energy or spirit or connection whatsoever with their spiritual team? Why do you think that is?
Oh, that's a good question, because that's something that I think I've wrestled with that a lot myself. A lot of the time it's because you have expectations, I think, of what it means to make the connection.
Yeah.
So I think you expect maybe that they're going to appear in front of you, and that you can sit down like with your best friend and just have a conversation, and it's going to be something like you just talk, and it's going to be like that. And it's not. It's a very internal journey. It's a very internal seeing and feeling and sensing and knowing.
Yeah.
And you know, and it's getting past those expectations and tuning into the subtleties that kind of happen internally.
Yeah. And feeling, like, do you feel a different energy in the room with you, or do you feel a pressure beside your body and sensing energy, shivers, high-pitched ringing in the ear, or all of a sudden you get silence on one side of your head? I know automatically right then I've got an angel right next to me. It's complete peace and stillness. You might get pressure on your crown chakra, right on the top of your head. So it is a lot of subtleties, how they come in at first. And I think also, when you're not used to communicating with your team of angels, they don't want to ruffle any feathers. They don't want to, you know, scare anybody. So they come in gradually. They come slowly because they don't want to, as you know, surprise anybody. Isn't that like one morning you're going to wake up and, you know, I don't think they want that. Right? So
on the spot, yeah.
Oh, hello there, Agnes. You know, so I specifically remember asking for my guardian angel's name, and I was further down the track, and I remember seeing and hearing the name Agnes, and I thought, that's cool. And I said, is your name Agnes? And so one way you can do it is you can ask the question and you'll feel the response in your body, but your mind needs to be quiet. That's another reason why so many people are so busy and active up in the mind that they can't pick up on the energy around them. So then you're feeling it in your body when your mind's nice and quiet, and you'll get a yes response with a nice relaxed chest, or more. You may get some energy in through your heart chakra that would indicate a yes. But if it's tight and pulled back, then that would indicate a no response. So I remember saying, "Is your name Agnes?" And I got a yes response, and I was like, "Sweet." So I like that name. That's cool. But really, as they often say, the name is secondary. It's feeling them. So yeah, there's so many reasons why. And also, I think when people are drinking so much caffeine and sugar, their adrenal glands are pumping, their mind's racing, they're not grounded. I think getting grounded is really important to
Right.
connect. And it is an internal journey, isn't it? It is. That ease and flow.
Yes. Yes.
Nice and relaxed, still mind, being
Yes.
more at peace within, and moving in a direction where you're rising in frequency, more high vibrational. You're gonna connect with them more easily as you rise up because they're up here in a higher vibrational frequency.
Yes.
So, but irregardless, even if you're lower in frequency, you can still connect with them. You can still talk with them, and you can communicate with them, and they'll still hear you. It'll
Right.
be a one way of conversation, but they'll still hear you. So explain to me, like, before you took the course in September, the Mediumship for Beginners course, what were your expectations coming into the course, and where were you at that stage?
Okay, so before that, I had been doing astral travel, and mainly for the purpose of healing the earth.
Mm.
And so, when we were working on a spot that really had dense negative energy and so on, I would have to, well, I wouldn't actually necessarily call them in. I just made myself an open channel, really. And so dragons would come in, and fairies would come in, and angels would come in, and you could, or maybe sometimes star beings would come through, and you could really hear the changes in the voices and the tones and everything else that would come through. But one of the things I never had was this sense of who anybody was and how do you connect to who they are and get their names or anything. They just came through, and I was just like an empty vessel, basically.
And you felt the frequency was very high vibrational. It felt good. It felt very high vibrational. And I know,
Oh, yeah, very much so.
and
Otherwise, I wouldn't have wanted them to come through.
yeah. And you know, like the light language that you were channeling was so incredible. It was like people were telling me they were just crying, just a lot of releasing. It was magnificent. I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. I still talk about it to this day, how amazing it is. I mean, really.
Right.
So yeah, so they would channel through and then go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
Well, yeah, and a lot. I mean, I would get the odd like visions of what was happening. So I would know that energy was being broken up. I would know that sometimes we were actually releasing souls that were trapped in the earth, like because there was like major disasters or something that happened in the region, and the souls were kind of trapped. And you would actually see the angels coming from all directions and surrounding them, and then taking them by the hands and walking them out along kind of beautiful light laden path. You would see all of that unfolding before you, even while you were channeling the sounds. So it was quite an experience, but again, I really wanted to know who and why and all that. I wanted to make much deeper connection to spirit. And when the course came up, I'll be honest with you, I felt this real tug towards the course, but my mind was saying, but you don't want to be a medium. Why would you take that course?
Right.
But this tug was much stronger than the voice, so to speak. And I was like, I have to sign up for this. And I just have to hope that the course includes channeling, because that's the part that I need clarification on.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically trusted that pull in my heart was a signal to go forward and take the course.
And I suppose mediumship really it's not as it's not like one needs to use this like I'm using it or using it for others. I often find the angels will guide someone to you, or a friend or a family member will come to you, and they'll be curious and asking questions, or even coworkers. Ashley Cunningham has told me her coworkers are interested in, and even at her hair salon. So that's been really fascinating. But it's really it's an internal journey, like you say. It is for you to know who is around you, what are their names, and what are they doing there, and how are they helping you. And I think that that is really important in life, to know who is around you and what are they doing there, and who are they, what are their names, and how are they helping you. So the more detail that you can use. But now, you have started a group after the Mediumship for Beginners course, private group online, and you have continued on with everyone from the course, and I love that. And
Yeah.
so, that's the beautiful thing about Facebook. What Facebook offers is these private groups where it's private, and the information stays exactly where it is, and it doesn't go anywhere else. And it's just comfortable. Just like this group, Intuitive Angel Messages, is comfortable. So when you're on that internal journey, this is, I think, really important, to connect in with these higher vibrational beings that can help you. How are they helping you? How can they assist you? And how can you communicate with them? So you may not leave with all of your clairs wide open, but you're definitely going to leave with a lot more information, and you're going to leave with knowing how to communicate with them in several different ways that I think a lot of people aren't aware of. And I'm only aware because they taught me. They taught me. So I'm using what they have taught me in this course.
Right.
And it's really, really, really cool. And years ago, I never would have imagined I'd be doing this. No way, Jose. But here I am. I've been taught and taught and shown, and then now I can take that and bring that into this upcoming Mediumship for Beginners course online, January 15th to the 30th. And I think that's, really important, to share with people how to access these high vibrational frequencies step by step. So it's really, really cool. So if one person is more clairsentient, but one person's more claircognizant, knowing, there's different ways of approaching it and developing those strong abilities further, whereas somebody else might be more clairaudient, and you can develop that more. So it's really hearing, knowing, feeling, and then seeing. For me, seeing was last, whereas for you, I think seeing has been more so than me even. So it's kind of cool, isn't it? So,
Yeah, I don't know. I still consider seeing one of my
weaker
weak,
one? Hmm.
one of my weakest things, I think, still.
Huh. Well, for the longest time, I wasn't seeing much other than a teleprompter in my head. They put this teleprompter, and I was reading word for word while I was hearing it. So
Oh,
whatever way they can get through is how they will repeatedly get through. It's really cool.
right.
It's amazing how they operate on the other side. How many angels do you have, and what are they doing with you in your life, and what are their names, and what are they helping you with? I think that that's really important, and your spirit guides. So, so what are the differences, like, before you took the course versus after? I think I've seen huge strides in, like, confidence. I mean, it was amazing when you and I were on camera and you were just doing it. You were doing it, and people were typing like, she's doing it. She's doing it. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah, in truth, I mean, one of the things that I did get was this. actually taking note of the right now I've got the kind of pressure all around the left side of my face, but it was like noticing those things, like they were happening before, but I never connected it with meaning something.
Yes.
And so that made a huge difference to me, because I could say, well, okay, I know for a fact that there's spirit with me right now,
Mhm.
as opposed to only if they actually spoke.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, if they used my voice as a channel and spoke, then I knew there was spirit, but I
Right.
didn't know before that.
Right. With what you were doing previously in
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
In the astral journeys that we used to take. So that was something. And then I also I did grow confident in the sense that um I would feel the kind of pressure building up towards the throat. And that was
Oh
used
yeah.
to be one of my markers that somebody wanted to speak through me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know whether to speak or not to speak. I was kind of scared that maybe it was just me making up a whole pile of junk.
Yeah.
And that was a really hard thing, because I was always questioning myself all the time, like, are you sure? Are you just making it up? Is this real? Are you, and that kind of debilitates quite a bit, you know.
And it gets kind of old after a time too, doesn't it? I did
It
the
does. It
same
does.
thing.
And then I got the confidence to just say, look, I feel this. I Right or wrong, I'm just going to
Well,
open up and let whatever comes out come out.
yeah.
And
I think that,
I've not opened up my mouth yet and had something come out and me think, oh my gosh, I wish that I'd never opened up my mouth.
I love it. Well,
I mean,
the other day I had coughing for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I was like, oh my God. And it would just kept coming in. And then I had the reading that I was scheduled to have, and ET energy was attempting to come through my throat chakra to converse. And then was coming right in the reading, making me cough again. And I said, could you please come up here? That's the other cool thing, is you can converse with them and you can make the adjustments. I'm
yes,
not quite hearing you. Can you turn it up? Can you expand your energy further? I'm not feeling your energy next to me. Can you please make it more present? But they also give other signs, number sequences, you know, so many other signs that they're just relentlessly giving. So then you can pick up on what those signs are over time. But like you say, you were getting the pressure. I was getting the stroking. I was just getting this tickling constantly on the same side of my temple of my head. And then you realize, well, somebody's doing that. Who's doing that?
yeah,
A lot of people get in their hair or on their face, or they got their chakras lighting up. But for me, I just relax and still my mind, and I allow them to form words within the throat box. It's
hmm,
always loving, always supportive,
right.
always loving, supportive guidance. Oh my goodness. Um, we have, yes, Elizabeth says your light language is so powerful. I love that. And Magdalene says your group is a wonderful group. And
Some beautiful people in there for sure.
and do you want to let everybody know the name of your group on Facebook?
Yes, it's Songs of Light.
Nice. Songs of Light. Beautiful.
Hmm.
Shane says, I didn't even know what channeling was before I found your channel, Kristin. Well, thank God you did. Because if we think that we're the only ones here on planet Earth in this physical body, think again. It is a whole other vibrational frequency and energy that is open to us to access at any time we want. And there's no time or space constraints. It's not like we're bothering them or taking them away. They're omnipresent beings of light and love. So they can be with anyone and everyone all at the same time.
That was actually one of the things that really comes home in the course,
Yeah,
because you get a group, you get the whole audience. So the 20 people on the call or 60 people on the call because of the course or whatever.
yeah,
And you're saying to all of us, okay, we're calling in Archangel Michael, tune into his energy. Where do you feel it? And it's like every single person can describe, oh, I get it in this part of my body or this part of my body. I do, I feel the ears cuff. I feel pressure here. Or every single person, no matter where they are, no matter what they're doing, they individually are experiencing Archangel Michael all simultaneously. So that really came home to me in the course, just how there is no time and no space.
Yeah, there's consistency. There is a common theme happening where everybody is feeling it. What was really cool is like when I come live and I'm doing sensing energy and we're sensing the energy around us, so many of you guys all got the same. And if you didn't get it bang on accurate, you bare minimum knew it was a male energy. We're sensing it in a similar way, a similar part of the body. It felt the similar energy. And some of the energies that step forward, you guys, you just nail it right out of the ballpark. But like I said, it isn't about, oh, am I getting it right or wrong? It's about practicing, because they're never going to give up. They're never going to stop. They're going to continuously come through. So inevitably you're going to get it. And it's about practicing. And like Ashley says here, it is teamwork. So that's the beautiful thing about coming into an online private group experience. It is teamwork.
Right.
Teamwork with us, the students, and I'm even learning from you guys. And it's also teamwork with spirit. So it's really, yeah. Another comment here. It's so beautiful to be able to connect with them. It really is. Do you know how comforting and rewarding it is? How many comments I get every single week through Messenger or email saying, you really helped me by channeling this message from this energy. I mean, for me, it is, it's wonderful for me. And if I were to do this just for me alone, fantastic. But I love to be able to do it for everyone. I just think that's really important. Yes, and then another, we are always practicing. Yes, we are. And teamwork, that's right. Teamwork makes it work. And it's just comfortable and it's high vibrational. I think that, that's really important too, having a space that is comfortable and high vibrational with each other and learning and growing and developing. So, have you had any spiritual experiences since taking the course that are highlighted for you?
Sorry, I'm gonna laugh. I have to laugh because it's like, this is my life. End of story. It's my life. This morning, just as an example, I did do a journey and I met a tree. And this tree is very different from trees that you see today.
Yeah.
So this tree was, oh my God, so full of joy. And this tree was amazingly beautiful energy. And I asked him, I said, what's your name? And he said, Horace. And I said, that's not your name. And he said, yeah, but it made you laugh, didn't it?
He's really cackling with you.
His whole energy was all about joy and laughter and just being full of he was explaining to me, believe it or not, he was actually explaining the morphogenetic field. And it's like a word I don't even understand, but he just explained it in such a way that all he did was he just kept rising the joy, like bubbles of joy through my system. And I could actually see the electrons dancing, and I could just feel the whole energy of the whole thing just changing around me, and knew that it was like the force of creation. And it was like, whoa, that's really amazing.
Life becomes magical, doesn't it?
Right? It does.
It really does. Now you're not just living in the dense 3D world. You're like tuning into these magnificent energies that are all around us. Isn't that just incredible? The tree in my park, when I walked away from him, he's like, all right, Kristin, go on and save the world now. I said, well, that's no pressure or anything. and he's laughing really hard. Oh, they just want to make us laugh. They just want to, you know, just like Eric from Channeling Eric. He just wants to make us laugh. But he's also blunt and he gets the point across too. He's just hilarious. But that's what we need. We need laughter. We need joy. We need upliftment. Oh my goodness, that tree saw you coming a mile away, didn't he? I love it.
That tree was just so funny. I said to him, "Oh, you're a being of light and love," and he was like, "And?" Like, it was a duh. Why are you telling me that? I know that. It's like, he was really, really funny.
He's like, and yeah, I know.
Duh, we know that.
We have little whips, I mean, since the course, I've had the fairies coming. There's like a little fairy den just a few blocks away from my house, and so if I'm watching something that's maybe not as high vibrational on a program, I can see them and feel them just tapping my leg, my arms, and you can tell they're just deflecting away the lower vibrational frequency. And when I feel that, I'm like, well, I think I better just turn this program off. I'm putting the fairies to work right now, and obviously they don't feel it's that best for me. They're friggin' vacuuming the energy around me, So I changed the program. But Ashley says life is so magical now. And Elizabeth saying, oh, yes, very magical. And Magdalene is saying, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yeah, Magdalene would love to feel the fairies. But it's about opening you up to a whole other frequency and other dimensions with high vibrational energy that is hanging around all the time. Like the angels say, we're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We don't get tired. We don't sleep. And, like when people come to me for a reading and they're not communicating with their angels, the angels give this signal. We're over here twiddling our thumbs. Could you please ask us to help you? Because that's what we're here for. And, it just cracks me up. I just love it. So, are you finding that the information flowing in has increased since you took the course in September? That's a great question. Have you noticed any changes, any amplifications of communication?
I have, mainly because I now trust those signals. When I feel them, I say, oh, somebody wants to say something or do something here. So I get ready to hear. I get ready. Like, a lot of the time I'll actually just
now I know
record
what it is. Yeah, now you know what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's always good. It had to before it was always in a contrived situation.
Right.
That I would make communication, but now it can happen any place, anytime, which is really lovely.
Don't you find it sometimes you're like in the middle of a conversation with someone and they're talking away and they're trying to get your attention, the pressure and you're feeling and you're like, can we, just give me a moment? I'm like, just give me a hot moment here.
Well, it's when your solar plexus is getting kind of prodded and your whole body's kind of vibrating and you're trying to hold a regular conversation with somebody. You're like, just hold on a minute, I can't breathe. And you just don't know. You're like, I want to pay attention to spirit right now, but I also need to keep this conversation going, and I don't want to actually mix it. So you get into these kind of tangles, which is really funny.
You're in between the 3D with the person, and you got the 4, 5, 6, however many D coming in and communicating with you that aren't in a physical body.
Right.
So here we are channeling these wonderful beings of light and love. They're all around us. I just think that's so awesome. You're like, just a moment, please. I'm just going to tune into this radio station frequency, if you will, if that's what you want to see it as. But I find sometimes they pop in when, they expand so much I have to hang on to a piece of furniture, and they're trying to get my attention to relay a message to my friend who's right in front of me. So then I have to ask my friend, would you like a message? And then she has to think about it. And because I'm not about giving messages, unless the person's really interested. And then she says, yes, okay. And so then they relay the message, which is just simply about something unfolding in her life and giving her comfort over that. And I said, well, do you feel the energy expanding right here behind me? And she's like, yeah. So she too is feeling what I'm feeling. You know what's great about this course too is confirmation. And that builds confidence. So sure, you can practice on your own, but when you see like 10, 15, 20 people all sensing the same thing you're sensing, all feeling the same thing you're feeling, it's kind of hard to deny what you're receiving.
Not just that, but when you see all the other members of the course individually, you see each of them growing in front of your eyes.
Yeah, blossoming.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
So beautiful.
It is, and it's so encouraging.
Yeah. And not just growing and expanding with mediumship abilities. No. That's just one piece of the whole puzzle. It is so much more expansive than that. It is lifting and raising in frequency and having these aha moments and so much more joy and expression on their faces, and whole lives change.
Yes, absolutely. You see people taking creative paths that they've never had the courage to take before, because suddenly they realize they've got this huge support behind them, and that the direction isn't coming from just some whimsical thought that just passed through their head, but it's literally being directed by spirit, and they've got all that support saying, do this, and we've got your back. And that's amazing. That's an incredible thing.
It really is to know that you have that kind of support, because you don't really know until you know. You don't really know even what you don't know. So until you come into a private space that's comfortable, you have support from the mediums there and the other students, and it's very high vibrational. And then you start to pick up on all the support you have in this high vibrational frequency. I say on the other side or in spirit, they're right here. It's not the other side. It's right here in your face.
That's right. It's true.
It's right there. And then you're just really shown how to pick up on what is happening right next to you. Right. Like Elizabeth says, yeah. Or like when their energy is like right on your face, getting your attention. Yes. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Beth says, I have found a whole community of people, of high vibrational people from this course.
Correct. Absolutely.
Oh, and Elizabeth saying, yes, my life has changed so much. I often say the reason why I step forward the way I do and help people in the way that I do in this way is because I didn't have that support back in the day when the energy was slower. I had a deck of angel cards, and then I would talk with my mom, and then I just practiced until my channels opened up further, my upper chakras opened up further. Oh, and P.S., that's the other thing that will happen when you're in this course. Your upper chakras will open and expand much more so that you can intake their energy in to pick up on the information that they're relaying to you. And so when you go through that stage in your life and you didn't have that support, I'm all about bringing that support online for everybody else. And whether it's just in intuitive angel messages or within this course coming up January 15th, I just think it's really important. So it's not just about mediumship. It's so much more than just mediumship. It's opening and expanding your heart. It is opening your upper channels of communication. It is support, comfort, connection. It is about thriving in life. It is about picking yourself up out of the trenches It is about lifting and raising up out of the three-dimensional reality, and knowing that there is far more within your life experience than just what you're seeing with your physical eyes. Although many people have seen much more than just this with their physical eyes. They have seen, orbs, glimmer trails. They've seen flashes of light. They've seen a lot more than just with their physical eyes. Yeah. Polly's like, yay, opening chakras. Yeah, I love it. So, why do you feel it's important that one is to, if they want to connect with the other side?
Why do I feel it's important?
Yeah, why?
Okay, part of it for me is the fact that you can feel the energies that's coming onto the planet all the time. You can feel the changes that are coming through. You can feel that the vibration is lifting and lifting and lifting. And okay, to try and take that journey as a human, isolated cell, doing it all by yourself, is to be lost, is to be scared almost, because your body's changing and you get weird pains at times, and you get pushed out of like you lose your job or you get serious illnesses. All these kind of things happen, and they're all journeys that each person has to take as they enter into the new vibrations.
Yeah.
And it's like you need allies, and there is no better ally than your own spiritual team. And if you can make that connection to them and really see, and then you see this really quickly when you start making the connection, that they love you 100%. There isn't a bone of judgment in them.
Nope.
That their whole being is dedicated to you, to make sure that you thrive and that you make it and that you take the turns that you need to make. For me, that's like, you can't you can't ask more.
You can't even, there's no, yeah.
And then on top of that, you get people like your dead husband, like me. You get to see them again when you haven't seen them. It's amazing to just reconnect like that, which you couldn't do before.
Yeah, and you get to do that in the comfort of a private space with others, and that was an amazing experience. And he came through a couple times. He was right in there with you. Like he was like, "Ooh, this is a fantastic opportunity." He knew it was coming. He was coming right on in. And when you have all these changes in your life, they're all to move you in a better direction. So job changes, relocation changes, and it's not about what's happening to you. It's about how you're going to handle it. So are you going to fixate and drop in frequency and just ride out that pity party for one, or are you going to reach out for support? And the ascension symptoms coming in with ascension. And this is what we mean by the aches and the pains in the body. We're talking about ascension symptoms that are coming, and you don't really have any answers for them. You're just like, holy Toledo, what is happening? So when you come in again, you get answers, which is so important. If you have a lot of questions and you're really curious, you're gonna get answers. And I think that's really also really, really important too. Yeah, it has been so magical. That last course was so magical. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I've had so many people asking me, when are you going to do the next one? And I said, okay, let's do it January 15th until the 30th. And if anybody would like to learn more, they can go to my page, Kristin Davies page on Facebook. or they can come to Intuitive Angel Messages group on Facebook, or you can go to my website, KristinDaviesMedium.com. And again, what is your group, in case anyone would like to come and see your group as well?
Songs of Light.
Songs of Light. I just love that name. So thank you for coming on with me. It's been awesome. My goodness. If anyone has any questions, feel free to type them below here in the comments area, and I'll get right to them later on today. And I'll leave some information down there as well. And thank you, because it is so important. And I love the way that you described how important this journey really, truly is.
Oh, it is. Can I give you all a song of blessing before I
Oh,
release?
yeah, please. That would be wonderful.
All right. Kuya kanyo nahi ako raneo kurniya kaya hanina kuramaya hani kuranne aku Uyanayaku ranu kumainahaniya kuranayahaniya yanu kiranayahaniyo anai kayahaniyaku.
That just lifted me right up. It made me feel, just lifted me, and it just lifts you right up. It's very refreshing. Wow. Love it.
Thank you.
Everybody's saying it was nice seeing you again, Ursula. Great to see you both. Thanks so much, ladies. Thank you, Ursula and Kristin. I love it. Oh, what was the name of Ursula's Facebook group again? Someone's asking?
Songs of Light.
Songs of Light. So go and visit there. It's very high vibrational as well. I love it. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Ursula. I love it when you sing. That's from Ashley. So beautiful. So beautiful. Everybody's really saying beautiful many times. Love it. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Saturday. Love you.
I love you too. Thank you.
Bye.